general, which kind of brands would you say that you go for?
I like to mix high street designer.
This Yves Saint Laurent vintage from 80s, I think. It's H&M, Uniqlo, Nudie, Grim Tims, NDC shoes, and Raquel socks.
You don't need to spend 120 quid on a Dolce & Gabbana V-neck when you can get it for 10 quid at American Apparel.
I try to avoid like main brands as much as possible because then you see people wearing them.
I mostly buy a lot of Dino jeans and like Armani jeans and Invisu jeans.
I love Urban Outfitters and Topshop and sort of small boutiques.
Urban Outfitters is quite good, I quite like them.
Stuff like Miss 60 and Diesel.
My kind of style is to buy things that aren't labels.
Probably Marc Jacobs,
Okay.
but I like to mix it up a little with vintage and stuff like that, yeah.
What can you tell me about British fashion? What would you say stands out to you about the way that the British people dress?
Really eccentric, because I'm actually American. Everyone dresses like so boring, like Gap and stuff, but here everyone sort of has their own style and everything goes.
That's really cool because you have different kind of people walking around and everybody, or tight jeans, you know, everything really tight or really like classy or really like vintage.
It's really, really diverse and it's really, really cool because you can pick up like different sort of aspects of fashion and sort of throw it together. There isn't sort of a distinctive sort of way to look.
Britain is like the centre for creativity because the way we look at things, kind of got a sense of humour but also aesthetic without wanting to kind of get very East End trendy on it.
It's more because it's a melting pot, right?
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
got all different kinds of people move to London and you get the mixture of the styles and the people.
It's so broad that you wouldn't be able to spot a Brit in a crowd. It's like when you see a tourist, you can spot a tourist.
Here it's sort of more mixed. People tend to be more experimental.
There's kind of different kinds of levels of trendy and cool, and we kind of pick up bits from all over the place.
There's things like Daily Candy, which is a kind of girls' website where they pick different things, so whether it's like fashion or restaurants or something like that, it's always like something nice, new, young, and you may not know what it was, but they're often kind of British brands.
What about British like youth tribes? Who do you identify with?
The thing about me is I'm a bit of everything. I don't try too hard to fit in one certain group.
Thankfully I'm a little bit too young to be a proper late 80s raver, and then I think I'm a little bit too old to be a grime kid.
What I love about grime is that it's got all those bits to it, so it's got the beat and it's got the kind of rapping, but it sounds totally British with their voices and what they're talking about.
I'm kind of falling comfortably in the middle of that little pool of things. I've got my little own paddling pool that I just kind of pick out bits from everywhere else and just kind of steal it and then just turn it into what I want to wear and what I feel comfortable in.
At the moment I think indie music is quite like the now thing, and I think that makes people sort of dress more out of the box and everyone's like wearing more 80s styles and crazy glasses.
Bands with people who have moustaches. Moustaches are coming back in, definitely. It's got to have the twirl bit. Yeah.
What would you say to any companies who are trying to target British youth?
Don't try so hard.
Don't advertise really, make them think they're the ones that have started the trend.
Through magazines and stuff like this, like just sort of grabbing people in the streets and getting like normal people and just ask them, you know, where does their inspiration for fashion come from?